Hello, everyone. Welcome to our instructional video on how to apply for the Jersey City Arts and Culture Trust Fund grant. My name is Migdalia Pagan Milano. I am the Assistant Director for the Office of Cultural Affairs, and joining us today is
Hello, everyone. My name is Sarah Martinez, and I am the grant administrator to the Arts and Culture Trust Fund.
today we're going to be walking through applications for General Operating Support, Program, and Art Education grants. Let's start with where you can find the link for the applications. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. You can visit us at Jersey City Arts and Culture Trust Fund in our Jersey City Cultural Affairs website. That is jerseycityculture.org. So go to jerseycityculture.org, click on the Grants tab. You can find all the information you might need, including eligibility requirements and the link to apply. Click on Apply for a Grant. Start a grant application. And right away, it'll take you to the Neighborly Software Program, which is the program that we use to collect all of the application data. If you're a first-time applicant, you will need to sign up and create a account. Click Sign Up Now, enter the information they're requesting, which is your email address, create a password, choose from any 7 of the languages that they offer. And then once you have created your account, have Sarah share her screen. Once you have created your account, you can go into the application. Today, we're going to start with the operating grant application.
Hi, bear with me just one moment. And can you see my screen?
I can see it. Yes, perfect.
Perfect. Okay, so once you create your account, you're going to click on the document here with the plus sign to create a new case. So there will be a pop-up uh, box, and here you're going to choose the case type. In this case, we're going to begin with the operating grants. So we're going to click on operating, and we will name it operating test, create. And then you can begin your application. So we will enter the information status. Actually, once you have the case name, you can click on update.
Sarah, I think what you're looking at is the administrative aspect of it, which is fine. Just go into the application tab.
Okay.
Mhm.
I
Perfect.
was,
Okay,
sorry.
wonderful. Thank you. All right. So as you can see, there is a menu bar to the left. You've got the overview, contact, organization info, proposal, and narrative, and this entire list of different sections of this application. The beauty of this is you don't have to begin in a certain order. You can pick and choose which section you would like to start with, work on. With all of these applications, you're able to save your work so that you can go back and log in and continue inputting your information. And you only save and complete the entire application once you have submitted all of the necessary documentation links as well as your proposals. So let's start with the overview page, Sarah. Thank you. All right, so to begin with operating grants, if you are a first-time applicant, if you're considering submitting an application for operating, the first thing to do is contact me. My name is Migdalia Pagamalano. You will see it right here in the first bullet point. I have my email address there. Please email me if you are a first-time operating grant applicant, just to go over some of the details and make sure that the eligibility requirements are in place for you to continue. If you want to just scroll down a little bit. Go into the, I'm sorry, Sarah, can you scroll up to the eligibility requirements? Thank you. Okay, so I'm just going to do a brief overview of the eligibility requirements. This is open to 501c3 nonprofits in some cases, LLCs that provide cultural programming. Cultural programming must be the primary activity to be eligible for this grant, and it should be year-round programming to be eligible. Okay, if you can scroll down a little bit there, we've got some operating budget guidelines. You can read through all of this once you have opened the application. And you can also find this on our website at jerseycityculture.org. You want to scroll down a little bit more. After reading all of this information, you can go down to the end of the page there, Sarah. You must check off that you certify that you have read the details, that you understand that the committee's determination of award is final, and that you have read the terms and conditions of this overview page in order to get to the next page. Make sure to save.
And confirm. Now we're going to the next tab. So here is where you would enter your contact information. Your first and last name, your address, your phone number, and email. Please, this information is very important because now the checks are being mailed when we do have to send the payments. And so we need to make sure that we do have your correct mailing address. We need to make sure that we can reach out to you, that we can contact you in the case that, we should need additional information, or if there's something that we need to inform you of, we need correct information. So in this tab, you would put your information and then you will click save. Don't forget the save button, confirm, and then we'll go to the next tab, organization information.
Thanks, Sarah. Yeah, the information, most accurate information is crucial. So for the organization information, if you're applying for an operating grant, make sure to include the EIN number and the year that it's been incorporated. You must be operational for at least one full fiscal year in order to be eligible for the operating grant. Make sure that you include your letters of 501c3s if you are nonprofits, and all of any other additional business filing, if applicable, information must be uploaded here. We may run into some occasions where the information is not viewable. So in that case, we would have to contact you again, which is why it's important to have your most accurate information. You continue scrolling down, Sarah. You would click on any category that applies to your organization and which ward you're headquartered in. Make sure to save and move on to the next tab. So the proposal narrative, or the proposal here, is going to be a very brief description. It is 2,000 characters. I just want to point that out. There is a 2,000 character limit. So please just Give us a quick synopsis of your proposal and the location of where your programming takes place. Save that and go on to the next tab.
The proposal narrative. So here, you would give a description of the activities history. You will include sort of like a mission statement and goals and how your work is going to be supported by the grant funds. For the twos, basically, again, including information on artistic decision makers, like you could just read the questions and supply as much information as possible. This is very important. It gives us an idea of what your programming is and what it's going to entail. So these questions are very important. You can submit supporting materials. You would upload them here. And we also need key personnel to your organization.
Yeah,
Um,
I would just like to point out that yes, a part of the eligibility requirements is that you must have a paid part-time staffer to be eligible for the operating grant.
right. And so here you would upload um, resumes for your key employees. And if you have collaborators, you can check off this box here and then upload the letters, which is also very important for us to see who you are collaborating with. You would save.
Well, let's just go back for 1 second before you
Okay.
close out of this screen. So I guess what Sarah means by us is really this information is going to be reviewed by an independent panel of reviewers. So please do not assume that the panel reviewing your application will know your organization or the work that you present. So really try to paint a picture of the work that you do. So that anyone from any other area can have the best idea of your organization.
Right, because the panel reviewers are not the same every year. So even if you are a current employee, my apologies, a current grantee, uh, every year the panel reviewers are different.
Thank
So they
you.
won't know your programming. So that it's very important. So anything in addition to that, Midalia, or can we continue?
I think that's it. Let's move on to the next part.
Okay, so you will save and confirm. And then it's the budget section. Uh,
Yeah,
so the,
mhm.
no, okay. You have the floor.
Okay, so for the requested amount, we do have a range. It is anywhere from 2,500 to $30,000. Um, it must be um, well, you may not request more than half of your organization's total expenses. So, there is also, it depends on the size of your organization and the amount of funds that are available for the current year.
Okay, so
Give us a detail of what you intend on using the grant funds for, how they will be utilized, and also include a financial statement or audit for the most recent fiscal year. That way it gives the panel reviewers a overview of the health of your organization financially. Or you can include the organization budget for whatever current year it is that you are applying for. One of the key elements to an operating grant is that you must have a match for the requested funds that must be available in either 25% cash and or in-kind donations, sponsors, or other grant sources. If you have any questions about the budget, um, if you're a first-time applicant, we will be offering training sessions, which will include budget power hours, and we can certainly review the budgets and answer any questions that one might have. Let's move on, Sarah.
Okay.
We're going to have a very well outline of the budget, possible budget, um, income, your total in-kind support. Can you show them how to use that in-kind support by clicking on add row? And you want to list what the in-kind support is, the estimate of the monetary value, and then in the summary uh, tab, in the summary box, please make sure to just list the detail of, oh, can you scroll back up, please? Yeah, list it as summary notes where that is, right there, Sarah.
Uh, Here's the description
Yeah,
and the
and
summary notes are here.
correct. You can
The amount
enter,
is here. And you can enter as many rows as you need.
yes, absolutely. Okay, let's keep moving along with the expenses. Make sure to include everything that is an expense for you. Feel free to add notes to give the panel reviewers, just some more detail and insight onto what those costs are. Let's keep scrolling down, Sarah. All of your itemized information will tally up at the very end here, and you can save that and then move on to the next. Okay, with the governance, we'd like to know who's the leadership in your organization, who's the staff. Please include as much detail as possible and bios and resumes. If you have a 5-year strategic plan, that will certainly um, be useful and helpful to your proposal. It'll show the panel reviewers that you have a healthy, thought out organization. That is a requirement, so you must submit something uploaded in that file because it will not allow you to complete this page. All required documentation must be included in order to move on to the next um, page and to save your application and submit it.
Please save and confirm.
And we'd like to know about the engagement of, the proposed engagement of your programming and how you intend to market. What is your roadmap for making, meaningful improvements? One of the key factors of this application program is diversity, equity, and access and inclusion. So please make sure to include that. If you have an outline of it, a AI plan, you can upload that. We can certainly talk more about this in our training sessions, which you're welcome to attend. So let's move on, Sarah.
Okay, so anything here with the DEAI plan?
There's an actual video on this as well in our resources section of our jerseycityculture.org page. So you're welcome to go there and review our videos that we already have posted on our website.
Okay, so then we save and continue.
So one of the important components of this particular grant program is our direct public benefit. We are looking for a free engagement that your programming will have that focuses on Jersey City residents. It should be free and available. It shouldn't cost your organization any money. And this is really sort of an open-ended component for you to consider and think about the best way to implement, as part of your programming that suits your organization. We can talk more about that during our training sessions. So please go to our website to look for the list of dates.
We will continue.
And also another, important part of our application is our ADA planning. This section here is going to weigh pretty extensively as 20 points of your total scores. So it is important that you focus on an ADA plan. It's the Americans with Disabilities Act, and it's important that your organization thinks about ways that you can make your programming more accessible to the community. We also do have videos about this posted on our resource page of our website, jerseycityculture.org. If you have any questions around this, you're welcome to also contact us. We understand that, you may not have a full plan in place, but just consider, ways that you can think about implementing it in the future.
And that would conclude the application.
So I just would like to point out here that there is a small printer icon. Sarah, if you could point to that. Wonderful. So if you click on the printer, you are able to either print each section of your application, or you can print the application as a whole in its entirety. We advise for you to do that in advance of submitting it so that you have it for your reference. Another way that you can complete this is by printing it all out initially and answering questions on a Word document and then copy pasting those responses into the respective sections. Some of our previous applicants have found that that has been helpful. So that's another way of you completing this application. But be sure to print what you've completed before you submit it. That way you just have that as a reference. Once you check off that you certified the statements are all true and you hit complete and submit, you will no longer be able to make edits on that application. If that were the case and you needed something to be reopened, for instance, if one of your attachments, has a broken link or something like that, you wanted to just make a change, you're welcome to contact Sarah Martinez, who can reopen that section of the application for you, and her email is right there in blue. Okay. Wonderful. So let's move on to the program grants.
Absolutely. So again, the same. You're going to create a new case, program grant. We will name that program test. Create. Okay. And as with the operating grant, we have the eligibility requirements. And this application is for both the program grant and the arts education grant. So you can read through the maximum request for program and arts education is 17,500. The programming must be held in Jersey City. So the program in arts education, it's not like the general operating. You don't have to have programming throughout the year. You could, let's say, maybe have one program or have three throughout the year, or if you want to do it just in the summer, or if it's a fall program, it's up to you what your programming is. But it doesn't have to be year round.
That's correct, Sarah. However, I would like to point out that if you are applying for an art education or program grant, you must have been in existence for one full fiscal year. So if you have been doing programming throughout Jersey City, it must be within, for at least in existence for a full fiscal year. Um, so
If
just
it's an organization.
No, it says it right here in our eligibility requirements for art education as well as program grants that you must have been in existence for one fiscal year if you are
Okay.
applying as a nonprofit or an art business. And of course, individual artists who are residents of Jersey City, it would be beneficial to you to show that you have done programming, within Jersey City.
Perfect.
So for program and arts education, you can apply for up to 50%, but that must be, yeah, which is half the cost of the program. So, with these grant application, or with this grant program, uh, we cannot fully fund any program um, per se. We ask that you come up with the 50% of your programming cost, and then we can supplement with up to 50% of that cost as well. So please be mindful of that when you are applying. If you scroll down, there is a good example of that right here, that you're going to request 50% of your program budget. So if you are requesting if your expenses are, $5,000, then your maximum grant request would be $2,500.
Mhm.
If you're requesting the maximum, which is 17,500, then the cost of your program should be at least $35,000 with your match to show that you have half of that. Okay, there are some funding priorities that you can go through here listed. And as with the operating grant, we do also have the direct public benefit. Um, and it's, sort of, it's just an element of your program that we ask for you to consider implementing for the Jersey City community and residents.
Okay, then we have a list of ineligible expenses and programs. You can read through them. Evaluation criteria. They have a list of the criteria there. Final reporting, that takes place at the end of the grant cycle. And we will send out information regarding that. Okay, and payments with all grants, we send the initial 75% payment once we receive the contract completed and signed. We need to receive, if you're a new grantee, new vendor registration form must be completed. And we also need a quote and an invoice for the 75%. Once we receive that information, then I can proceed with commencing the payment process. And you would check off that you understand the program must be held in Jersey City, that you understand the committee's determination of award is final and not subject to modification by the city of Jersey City. Okay, and that you have read the terms and conditions and you agree. And then we save. As with the operating application, save all of your work. But please do not continue unless the complete application has been filled out, because then you lose access.
Okay, so let's scroll down to the bottom so folks can see exactly what you're talking about
Here,
when you mean
complete and
continue.
continue. Mm-hmm.
Yes, so only click on that once you have completed that section. Um, Otherwise, you will be locked out and unable to make
Mm-hmm.
further edits. Okay, great. So let's go into it. This is all just your primary contact information. Make sure it's accurate so that we're
Mm-hmm.
able to reach you. Okay, your organization information. Give us as much detail as possible so that the panel reviewers can, you know, review your social assets and make sure that you're eligible if you're a nonprofit or a 501c3. If you're an LLC that's incorporated, please make sure to include your EIN numbers and your documentation, your business filings. Well, that must be uploaded. Sarah, continue scrolling down. You're going to make sure that you check off any category that applies to the program you're going to be putting forth or your art education, and then let us know what ward it's going to be taking place. What's the primary focus?
Okay.
In the proposal, you're going to give us a quick synopsis of what your programming is, where it will take place, just a quick overview. You will have 2,000 character limits here. And you must also just keep in mind that this information can be used as public materials. We do reserve the right to edit the statement for our reporting. Okay, the proposal narrative is where you will really elaborate on the details of your programming, and then make sure to include your key personnel and partner organizations. If you are a organization that is going to be collaborating with another organization, if you're an organization coming in looking to do programming in, let's say, Liberty State Park or Lincoln Park, you must have a letter of confirmation at the time of this application. Failure to have a collaboration letter if you intend on doing programming in an area that would require sort of permitting, may affect your eligibility. Save that. Let's not forget to save and continue on to the next tab. I'm sure a lot of you will have some questions around the budget. It is sort of one of the challenging aspects of first-time applicants, but we are here to help in any way that we can. So feel free to reach out to us and attend our budget power hour or any of our other training sessions. Remember that we're only granting up to 50% of the total cost of your program, and that you must have in-kind support or, other grant support or corporate support or fundraising efforts in order to offset those costs. So enter all of your earned income there. I'm sorry, Sarah, can you scroll back up? And enter all of your in-kind support with any
Okay.
detailed summary notes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Be sure to enter all of the expenses that you foresee incurring. Down, save, and continue. Okay, the direct public benefit again is a free engagement around your programming. For information on that, we do have some resource videos in our website at jerseycityculture.org. So please visit our website for those resources. Okay, we have a DEAI plan. A reviewer specifically will be reviewing this information. It is important that you be mindful and think of ways that you can make your program accessible to the larger community. We do have more resources on this topic in our resource page on our website. Okay, and this is also a large component of the overall scoring. So please be mindful with the ADA plans. If you don't have one in place, we do have some resources uh, that you can go to consider ways of making your programming ADA compliant or accessible. Mm. And this is where it will differentiate if you're applying for a program grant or if you're applying for an arts education grant. So let's click on art education, and it's going to drop down to questions about teaching, the artists and training, the educational programs, classes, and so on. So that's where um, it will fall into the art education category. Okay. And remember to save everything. Print your application by clicking on the print icon and keep that as a reference. Once you complete and submit, the application will be locked and you will be unable to edit further. So contact Sarah Martinez at the email on the application right there. Yes, thank you for pointing that out, Sarah. And she can reopen any section that you might need to edit. Please be mindful of your time frame and make sure that you submit all of your application in its entirety by the deadline. We truly hope that you are successful in putting your best application forward, and we are here to help. So please contact us if you have any questions. Again, you have Sarah Martinez's email address here at smartinez@jcnj.org, or you can contact me at mmilano. If you want to go back to the overview page, Sarah, I think is my contact there. Maybe not, but either way, we have contact here, cultural affairs at jcnj.org. My contact is Migdalia Milano, so it's mmilano@jcnj.org. You can also reach us by any of our phone numbers, which are here on this application, and we'll be happy to answer any questions. We do wish you the best of luck. Please
Yes.
tap into our resource page on our website at jerseycityculture.org. And if you're looking for individual fellowship grant applications, that is administered by the Jersey City Arts Council. You can go to their page, which is Jersey City Arts Council dot
Or
org. No, dot org is it? Let me just
I
double check.
believe so,
Yes, it
yes.
is. Yeah, jerseycityartscouncil.org. They are the nonprofit organization administering the fellowship portion of this grant program. So with all of that, I think we'll say goodbye. Thank you so much for joining us. And
Looking forward to seeing your applications.
we wish you the
Good luck,
best of luck.
everyone. Mhm.